Hello everyone, welcome to my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to show you the next video tutorial of MAUI. And in this video tutorial I'm going to show you INotifyProperty changed. And in the last video tutorial you have seen about the multiple property binding by using the binding context right here. So you can see that here we have a customer and just I want to bind ID, name and age or on your like that. So just uncomment this section again and uncomment this section first of all. Okay, and just comment this section because the same have multiple not contain the multiple container. Actually content page is not contain the multiple container, only one container right here. So here we have a three property binding, so just comment also this section. Okay, so here we have a vertical layout, and in the vertical stack layout here we have a ID, name and age. And ID, name and age is actually binding with the label binding demo. You can say here right here customer, new customer, ID, name and age. Okay, so and ID, name and age is also bind with the binding context. So binding context is you can say the customer. So if any changes in the here, just add a new button control. So add a button and just clicked event is handling, and the text of the button control is click me. Okay, so here we have a button control and click me. Just click on the button control and you can say that just I want to update these value. Okay, so by using you can say that employee object. So first of all create a new customer right here, and customer dot id is 1, is just I want to update it with the 2. Okay, and the name and the, so if we change in the customer like ID, name and age, like here age is 29, and just I want to change the name, that is Smith. Okay, so here we have, you can say that the one is the Jacob and the age is 35. Just I want to change this settings. Oops, anything wrong right here? Okay, so now just click to see the demo first of all on your Windows machine. Wait for some times and I will change this on your Windows machine. If anything changes in the class, then not reflected back to the UI part, you can say. So here you can say any click on this line. So ID, name and age is 1, 2 and 35, like here 1, 2 and 35. When we click to this line of code, there is no changes in the Jacob and 35. So first of all make in the center position, vertical option is center and horizontal option is also center. Okay, wait for some times and you will see your center position, your content is at on the center position. Okay, so when we click on that button, then there is no changes. So if we comment that line of code like here, then you will see that the customer will be updated with that data. So right here, when we click again, then you will see that okay, so here you can say that the customer data will be updated with the age 29, 2 and Smith, but there is a no changes between the oops, but there is a no changes between the your UI part. So continue, and you will see that there is a no changes. So what happening with this code? Because changes in the in your class file, but there is a no changes in the binding context. So if we mapping with the binding context to the class file, so class file must have INotify property changed. So this is INotify property changed, that is interface. So that is implemented with the implement that interface, and you will see that here we have a code that is event property changed event handler, and now replace this line of code with this code that is event is property change event handler property changed, and now add this method on property changed, and in which you can say that here we have a prop name parameter, and property change event handler is invoked that function, this that is the current object, and new property change event argument with the property name with this line. So just calling that property name, that is optional, so you can set by default oops, private integer id. So just return that id with id, and also just set this function with the id equals to value, and the next one is on property changed, just calling that event. Okay, so here we have, okay, similarly with the name, so private string name, and just calling in the get that is name, and in the set you can say name equals to value, and on property changed. And in the age, so private integer age, and in the get section you just return the age, and in the set section you have the age equals to value on property changed. Okay, so everything is fine. Now you will see that what is the difference between those line of code. If that class is inherited with the INotify property changed, if anything changes in the UI part like that, if we anything changes in the customer, then reflect back to the UI part. So wait for some times, I will give you an example of this line of code. And when we click on the button control, oof, you can see that there is an exception. It's not an exception because there is a new customer. So customer is a new object right here. If we make a customer right here, and there is the customer we will use right here, and also changes in the customer.id, that is to name and age, then you will see that the difference. Okay, so wait for some times to show you the INotify change property method. There is the same customer, and you will change the name, that is to Smith and 29. If we have any doubts related to the customer, if it is not actually bind with the INotify property change, so just comment this line of code and also comment this line of code, and you can see uh, also make this line of code to comment it and make it again prop integer id prop string name prop integer age, that is the name. Okay, so now run it again. If your property not be inherited with the INotify property change of your class, then then the customer will be updated, but there is a no reflect back to the class. Okay, and when we click on this line of code, then you will see that customer will be updated. Then you will see that the customer is now updated, but this continue will happen, and you will see that there is no changes in the class. Why? Because the same customer will be updated, but it's not updated in the class. So this property INotify change property is used right here in the customer. So use this property instead of line of this code. So make it comment and uncomment this line of code. Remove the line of code and also make it uncommented. Okay, so everything is fine. Now you will see that the same output right here. So this is the INotify property changed. So this is the INotify property changed event, and the next one is MVVM pattern. So what is the MVVM pattern right here? MVVM is the model view model. So here we have the simple approach we are doing right here, but in the later session I will use model view model. So just add a new folder. First of all, make it comment right here and add a new folder, and the name is MVVM, and MVVM, the first folder right here to make models, and the second one is view, and third one is view model. Okay, so here we have MVVM. Okay, in the first thing is to add a new class, and the class name is product. Okay, so here we have a class that is name product, and in which you can add prop integer id, in which you can add prop string name, or you can say the title, and the next one is string description. Okay, so here we have a product that is id, title, and the description. Now just I want to add a new view section, that is right here, add new item, and in the .NET MAUI just add MAUI content page, and that is product page. Okay, So in the view section, you have to add a product page. And in the product page, just I want to add the similar like label binding demo. So here we have stick layout, and just I want to copy that vertical stack layout, copy, and in the product page, just I want to add right here, and in which you can add like ID, title, and the next one is description. Okay, but the difference between the binding directly, or you can say the MVVM pattern, you must have to use the view model property name. So here we have to add a new view model. So model, view, and view model. So here you can add a new class, and the name of the class is product view model. And in the product view model, just you have to add a new keyword, and that is prop product, and the name of the product is product. So just I want to add the product property name in your class file, product.id, product.title, and product.description. So in the product class, you have say that title, ID, and the description. In the product view model, here we have a product class, and in the CTUR function, just I am going to add a product inside in the product equals to new product, and here we have ID is 1, title is mobile phone, and the description is automobile. Okay, so here I'm using a constructor in which you can initialize that public property, that is product. Now in the product page.xml file, here we have a ID, title, and description. Now just go for the view section, and you will see that after initializing component, just add that line of code for the view model. So here I'm using binding context, and binding context is initialized with the new product page. That's fine. Now the first page of your app.xml file, that is what is product page. So product page is the first page. Now just go for the Windows machine. You will see the output. Your product is one mobile phone, and automobile will be binding on the labels control by using MVVM pattern. So button click, the correct signature is not found on the product page. So product page is where, and here we have a button click event. So just comment it right now. So there is no need actually on the page. It will taking times to run the code. So here you can see that the one mobile phone and the automobile. So here we have, so that is the basic concept. So here we have a model that is a product, and in the product we have a product view model, that is the view model. So in the view model is also a class file, and have used the product model, and in the constructor you have to initialize the product with the public property. And in the view page you can see that that is the binding, and you can say product.id, product.title, product is what? Product is a view model property name, view model property name right here. And in the CS file, just use binding context, and in the binding context, you can use new product view model, and that class file is used to constructor, so initialize the product also. So here we have a output. So that is the MVVM pattern, and you can use in the further videos to list out the code. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video, and keep watching all other videos which is related to .NET MAUI.